Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video, we are going to do a deep dive into the Priest class on the upcoming Classic Plus server Project Epoch. The Priest on Project Epoch got a few interesting changes, including a complete new DPS playstyle as a Smite Priest. So let's dive in. The newest addition to the Priest kit is the ability to craft holy water. With the new spell Bless Water, you can transform refreshing spring water into holy water, which can be thrown on undead targets to deal holy damage to them. You can even trade this to your allies. On Project Epoch, all your spells have raid-wide effects, and for the Priest this means buffing Prayer of Spirit, Prayer of Fortitude and Prayer of Shadow Protection will apply it to your whole raid. Our shield is also not blocking rage generation for Warrior and Druids on Project Epoch, which makes Discipline Priests even better. The playstyle of Smite Priest becomes viable on Project Epoch with adjustments to Holy Fire and Smite itself, which get updated. They increase the damage of Holy Fire, though it does more dot damage now. Might also got changed by reduced mana cost. But it has stated clearly that they won't see it as a viable raid spec, sadly, though we probably won't get more support for this playstyle at release. Binding Heal and Prayer of Mending get adjusted to level 60, as well as Shadow Fiend for a full mana regeneration. All racial priest abilities get adjusted with the new racial system, so you are able to swap your specific priest racials for other racial abilities on Project Epoch. With this, you don't have to play as a dwarf anymore to get Fear Ward. This was a change on TBC already, which is also implemented on Project Epoch, though every priest can learn the spell here. You can change your specific racial priest abilities on a weekly cooldown. A complete new racial is the Tauren priest racial ability. With this, you get access to the complete new spell Unsheath Protection, which increases your resistances to all school of magic by an amount equal to your level for 14 seconds. The second Tauren priest racial ability is called Radiance, which causes a target to take holy damage and dealing damage to up to 4 targets around the target for even more holy damage for 16 seconds. Gnome priest racials are new as well. With Bedside Mana, you greatly increase the mana regeneration of your raid by giving them 283 mana every 5 seconds for 15 seconds. The second Gnome racial ability is Medical Practice, which increases your spirit by 10% of your intellect for 20 seconds. If we look inside the talent trees, inside the discipline tree, Absolution got buffed on Project Epoch. It now reduces your mana cost for Dispel Magic, Cure Disease, Abolish Disease and Master Spell by 5% instead of only 4% as it was in original TBC. Pain Suppression got moved to the 5th row instead of being the capstone talent for Discipline. Improved Inner Fire has a new effect on top of its recent effect. It now also increases your amount of stacks by 10 per talent point. The new capstone talent for Discipline Priest is Power Word Barrier. This is a channeling spell which creates a barrier around you which absorbs damage dealt to all raid members within. This barrier lasts for 10 seconds or until it absorbs nearly 4k damage, increased by 250% for more party members inside. If we look into the Holy Tree, improved healing got moved to the 3rd row instead of the 4th row. Light Will also got adjusted to now store up to 15 charges. In the Shadow Tree, we don't have any changes at all. If you want to play as a healer, you go inside the Holy Tree and start with 2 points into Holy Focus to prevent interruption while casting holy spells, 5 points into Holy Specialization for more crit, 5 points into Divine Fury to reduce the casting time of your heal and greater heal, as well as your offensive spells, 3 points into Improved Healing for 15% more healing effect, 2 points into Holy Reach to increase the range of your spells, 3 points into Inspiration to get the armor effect for critical heal, 1 point into Spirit of Redemption to increase your spirit by 5% and to get the effect of Spirit of Redemption to be able to cast spells for free when you die, 5 points into Spiritual Guidance to increase your spell damage and healing by 25% of your total spirit, 5 points into Spiritual Healing to increase the amount of your healing spells by another 10%, 2 points into Healing Prayers to reduce the mana cost of your Prayer of Healing and Prayer of Mending spell. We take 2 points into Holy Concentration for a 4% chance to enter clear casting state after you cast your healing spells to reduce the mana cost of your next healing spell by 100%. If you want to, you can only take 1 point here and take the other point into Lightwell if you prefer that playstyle. The next 5 points go into Empowered Healing to increase the effect of your Greater Healing, your Flash Healing and your Binding Healing. Finally, we take Circle of Healing as our capstone Holy Talent. Now we move into the Discipline tree. We take 5 points into Unbreakable Will to resist Stun, Fear and Silence effect for an additional 15%. 2 points into Improved Power Word Fortitude to increase the effect of our strong stamina buff. 3 points into Improved Power Word Shield for 15% more effect. 3 points into Meditation to allow 30% of our mana regeneration to continue while casting. We also want Inner Focus here as an activatable effect to reduce the mana cost of a spell, as well as 1 point into Absolution to get to Mental Agility to reduce the mana cost of our instant casts by 10%. This is a strong holy build to play as a healer for raiding, dungeoning and PvE overall. If you want to play as a Discipline Priest, we go 5 points into Unbreakable Will again. We want our Improved Power Word Fortitude as well as our Improved Power Word Shield. We healed a lot as a Discipline Priest. We also take 2 points into Martyrdom to get to Pain Suppression later on. For now, 3 points into Meditation as well as Inner Focus and Absolution. 5 points into Mental Agility. Of course, we want Pain Suppression now because this is a really strong spell for Discipline Priest, which reduces threat by 5%. As well as all damage taken by 40% and increase the resistance to Dispel mechanics as well. The last part is more for PvP obviously. We go 5 points into Mental Strength to increase our maximum mana by 10%, as well as 2 points into Improved Divine Spirit to not only increase its effect by 36%, it now also increases spell damage by up to 10% as well as healing. We want Power Infusion as a Discipline Priest to boost one party member's power by a lot. We give them 20% increased casting speed and reducing the mana cost of all spells by another 20% for 15 seconds. Everyone will love you for this. Your next 5 points goes into Reflective Shield to cause 50% of your absorbed damage to be thrown back to the attacker. 5 points into Enlightenment for more stamina, intellect and spirit, and Power Word Barrier, the new custom spell on Project Epoch. With your last points, we go 2 points into Holy Focus, 3 points into Improved Renew, Divine Fury of course to reduce the casting time of our spells, 3 points into Improved Healing for 15% more heal effect. Now we can go Holy Specialization, 2 points in it, and Inspiration for the target armor effect. I like to go Holy Nova as well, and that would be a great Discipline Priest talent tree for healing and supporting in PvE. If you want to play Discipline Priest in PvP, I would suggest to go 5 points into Unbreakable Will, really great for PvP to resist Stun, Fear and Silence effects. 5 points into Silent Resolve, this reduces the chance that your spells will be dispelled. 3 points into Improved Power Word Shield for more shield absorption, as well as Martyrdom for its clear casting effect, really great to also resist hits and interrupt effects. 3 points into Meditation for more mana regeneration, as well as Inner Focus and Mental Agility. In PvP, you also want Improved Mana Burn, because it's a really strong spell for Discipline Priest. You obviously want Pain Suppression, as well as Improved Divine Spirit and Mental Strength. I would suggest to go 5 points into Force of Will to increase your spell damage and the critical strike chance of your spells, as well as Power Infusion of course. Power Word Barrier could also be cool in PvP, and Reflective Shield to cause to throw damage back. As well as Focused Will, this is really strong in PvP, because after every crit you take reduced damage and increase the healing effect on you, which stacks up 3 times. Really great passive ability. Now we want to go into the Holy Tree. Holy Focus gives you 70% chance to avoid interruption, really great for PvP. Improved Renew for more healing. Spell Warding reduces all spell damage you take by 10%, really good. And then I would always take 1 point at least into Blessed Recovery to heal damage back you got from crits. And you can either put 2 points here, or I like to go Holy Nova for PvP as well. This could be a good PvP discipline talent tree. You can adjust talent points if you want to, depending on your playstyle. Finally, for Shadow Priest in PvE, I would suggest to go 5 points into Spirit Tap to get mana back when you kill a target. 3 points into Shatter Affinity to reduce the threat of all your shadow spells by 25%, as well as 5 points into Shadow Focus, also reduces the chance that enemies resist your shadow spells. 2 points into improved Shadow Ward Pain. Mind Flay, of course, as an active ability, as well as 5 points into improved Mind Blast. 5 points into Shadow Weaving to increase the shadow damage a target takes, as well as 2 points into Shadow Reach for more range on your spells. You want Vampiric Embrace, of course, to heal your rate, and I would suggest to go at least 1 point into Focused Mind. You obviously want Shadow Form to boost your shadow damage, as well as Shadow Power to increase all your critical strike chance. Misery for 5% net damage. Vampiric Touch, of course, this is your mana battery spell. And Darkness to increase all your shadow damage. With your last points, I would suggest to go into the Discipline Tree. 5 points into Unbreakable Will. 2 points into improved Power with Fortitude and improved Power with Shield. 3 points into Meditation. And 1 point into Inner Focus to help with your mana. This is a really solid Shadow Priest talent tree for PvE and raiding. You can, as always, adjust it to your own playstyle if you want to. Racials. As a priest for PvE, Gnome Racial is your best choice for your new mana regeneration racial ability, as well as your spirit boost. On top of that, you get Expansive Mind for an intellect boost and Escape Artist to get out of moving impairing crowd control. As a Shadow Priest, you could go Gnome as well to even be a better mana battery, or Undead for Devouring Plague. For PvP, I suggest to either go Dwarf for its strong CC with Chastise and Instant Heal with Desperate Prayer, as well as Stone Form to remove poisons. The other choice would be Troll for your strong Hex of Weakness, which is a healing reduction effect, as well as a chance to proc Blackout with your Shadow Guard. Berserking is also a great haste buff for you for more damage. So, should you play a Priest on Project Epoch? The Priest is a strong asset to every raid in the game. You are a great healer or an extreme valuable mana battery as a Shadow Priest, which every raid wants. You can even play as a Smite Priest here, but as they write themselves, it probably won't be a serious build for raiding. Nevertheless, it's a cool way to level as a Holy Priest and have the ability to do damage on your own. For PvP, you are one of the best healers out there, with strong options as a Discipline Priest, playing either offensive with Dispels, Master Spells and Mana Burns, or as a healer with great healing options, and you can play in the best arena compositions out there. You can even play as a Shadow Priest if you want to. So, thank you very much for watching. Special thanks goes out to my channel members who support me with their hard-earned real-life money, especially Nerdman, who is a high-level supporter. If you found this useful, consider to like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft Project Epoch content.